We're back. We've got ourselves some interesting stuff here today. We've got ourselves product here from Gesdavsa, Gesdavsa. This was sent over to me for free in exchange for a review. I believe these are, it says top loaders, but these are not top loaders. These, I believe, are magnet holders. But yeah, this is just kind of how it showed up. I mean, it had a box over the outside, but they just wrapped it up like this. So I guess it's just, you know, not necessarily a retail package here. They're just like, here's your sample. Now review the damn thing. So, okay, so... these actually look, just from first look very, very clear. Unfortunately, they're packaged like absolute crap. They're not even sealed up. As you can see, the little pull tab is still there. So they're not sealed up. I guess they were just trying to get them out the door. That's a bit unfortunate because it does have a little tab here for retail. But wow, okay, yeah, this is... They were just really trying to get this out the door. None of these are sealed up. So I guess if all you really want is the magnet holder, then this is mostly fine. Yeah, but if you're a retailer, yeah, you're going to have to seal all these up by yourself, and they're not going to look pretty. They're just very, very basic here. How many did they send me? Let me see. We got 3, 6, 10. They sent me 10 of these. Okay. Yeah, we're going to test this out. We're going to see if these are any good, and we're going to see if they're worth your money. Now, of course, packaging right off the top, lackluster, to say the least. I think they just wanted to put them in plastic so they didn't, you know, rub up against each other and start to scuff, which is good. You don't want to get a whole bunch of magnet holders like this and then they immediately be scuffed up. So I guess at least they took care to put something on top of them. So that's better than nothing. Let's go ahead and pull this out. And ironically enough, they put the plastic over them, but I'm not sure how clear you can see that. But yeah, there's already some little wear there from it rubbing. That's kind of, yeah, okay. So there is a little bit of wear on this one already. Yeah, I've got it on the back here, and it does not, yeah, that does not rub off. Already got some wear on that. I guess you can't really prevent that even if you put the little plastic protector over, because again, when you put plastic on plastic and it, you know, travels around and moves and it just rubs and rubs and rubs, it's going to start to cause that. Let me pull another one out. Let me pull here one from the middle. And we're going to see if this one has the same problem. Again, this one's not sealed up. And oh, this one's even worse. Look at that. Can you see that ribbing? It's like ribboning effect right there. I know it's kind of a bit of a reflection there. I apologize, but yeah, you can kind of see it there. Yeah, right there you can see it just fine. Oh man, that weird ribboning effect. I think that's from the plastic being on it. So yeah, when they tried to protect the product by putting these plastic wraps over it, they may have actually inadvertently, oh wow, they may have inadvertently caused damage to it. You can see it on this one too. Yeah, look at that. That's very, very unfortunate. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Okay, so right off the bat, a number of these, it looks like, are going to have problems. Here, let me look at this one. I'm just going to probably pull a couple more of these out and see if they all have this problem. Yeah, this one has it too. Yeah, you can clearly see it there on camera, even though my reflection is a bit annoying, but yeah, these all seem to have. Let me try one from the bottom here. These, yeah. Oh, this one's definitely gonna have it. I can tell because the way the plastic is all rippled up there. Yep. That is very unfortunate. That is insanely unfortunate. Wow. Yeah. So it looks like all of these are going to have that same problem with having these you know, markings all over the plastic. I really don't. This one is actually, compared to some of these others, this first one we looked at is actually not that bad. Because it's just got it like right here, whereas this one, was it this one? Yeah, this one has it all over the surface. Yeah, that's not pretty. Okay, that's unfortunate. And you might say, well, maybe you can wipe it off. First off, I shouldn't have to clean a product that I just bought that's supposed to be brand new. And I can tell you right now, if it's not coming off just from me wiping at it, it's not going to come off. Yeah, because this type of plastic, you can usually just kind of wipe your finger over it. I mean, but if you really want me to, give me a second. Let me grab some cleaner. Okay, so I've got some glass cleaner here. Now, this is not glass. These are plastic. But glass, you know, the glass cleaners and stuff, you're really supposed to just sort of be able to spray it on a glass surface or a glass-like surface, and it takes off any extra. Ooh, wow, that really soaked through. That's unfortunate. You're supposed to just wipe it on a surface, and hopefully it will come clean. Let me see if we can get this to happen here. Okay, so a little bit of cleaning. See if I can get it to dry a little bit. Nope, it's still there. Yeah, so even with a Windex type glass cleaning product, yeah, it's still very dirty. The surface looks cleaner now because I just cleaned it, but those little markings, unfortunately, are not going to come off. Yeah, once they're on there, they're on there. That's already a major ding against this product because the whole idea is to be able to display your cards, and if you're having to display your cards with all this gunk on it, yeah, okay, well, we've focused on that long enough. Let's keep going with it just so we can give it a thorough review. Most people would see this and be like, ah, screw it, I'm not going to even mess with it. And if you decide not to, then, you know, that's really up to you. So let's go ahead and continue testing this here. Feeling this little hinge here at the bottom, and it feels like this is something that this product does have going for it. It's a very tight fit, which is good because I've run into others. Let me see if I can grab one. Where's my old Ultra Pro one? I have an Ultra Pro magnet holder that I keep around because it's notoriously bad. Here it is. Yeah, this one, there's a lot of give there, and the reason why this one is notoriously bad is because you can shake the card, and sometimes the card itself will actually start to come out. So, yeah, you don't want a lot of play here with these hinges, and this one actually does not have very much play at all. So that's actually good. Is that normal for always? Yeah, that one's the same way. Same with this one. Same with this one. Okay, yeah, they all have a very tight hinge there at the bottom, which, like I said, is definitely what you want. Because you want these two plastic slats to be as flat and flush together as possible. You do not want your cards potentially slipping out of the sides there. Now, of course, you can usually mitigate that issue by having a card with just a regular old sleeve on it. Which can mitigate most of it, but I have seen with some really bad magnet holders, even if you put a sleeve on it, or even sometimes if you double sleeve it, the edges of the card can still work their way out of the on the edges here, and that can still potentially damage your cards. So you really shouldn't have to do that sort of thing just to make sure this product works correctly and doesn't damage your cards, but I guess if you buy a pack of like 50 and they're all like that, you got to do what you got to do. Because it's either, well, I got to work with these, or I got to deal with the fuss of returning them. So the hinges on these are pretty darn good. Let me check the magnets. They should be pretty standard. Yeah, they feel pretty normal. Nothing amazing, but they definitely get the job done. All right, so let's go ahead and open this thing up all the way now. And the hinge does pull out just perfectly fine. Yep. Kind of holds onto it as it normally should. Looks good there. All right, so now let's go ahead and grab a card. Do I want to do... Let's do a standard-sized card here. We'll grab one of our test cards. Let's sleeve this sucker up. Or actually, let's do it with just the card by itself, because I was about to say, I don't think these are actually going to fit, and they actually don't. Yeah, because let me pull this out of here. Yeah, a standard-sized sleeve is actually not going to fit in there. Yeah, standard-sized sleeve will not fit in that. So that's unfortunate. So if you are going to put a standard-sized card in it, unless it's one of those perfect fits, under sleeves or inner sleeves, yeah, it's going to have to go in there by itself. So you do definitely have to take that into account. So let's go ahead and seal this sucker up. Okay, excellent. All right, so that's how it looks. And again, it's unfortunate that there is this particular product has lines and circles and stuff already kind of, I don't want to say engraved on the surface, but it doesn't look as clear and pretty as it could. The artwork from the card does sort of mitigate some of that effect, but trust me, when you hold this thing in your hand, you can absolutely see these lines. So that is very, very unfortunate. Let's go ahead and check the slats here. I feel like these are going to pass with flying colors as far as them being able to hold the card in there just fine. We'll give them a bit of a shake. And they're not coming... Yeah, I don't hear the card coming out of the edge there. Give it a really aggressive shake here. Okay, yeah, and the card stays centered. It stayed right there between the slats as it should. That's actually really, really good. That actually annoys me a little bit because it is just a darn shame that they manufactured this product, the hinges here, so well. These are really, really good. They're really tight, which is what you want them to be. So the actual mechanical, I guess, of this particular product is excellent. The magnet is pretty darn good, but they just messed up on the surface. That is really, really unfortunate. Are they really all like this? This one's a little bit better, but again, it does still have some markings here and here. Yeah, you can see it right there in the camera. It does still have some markings on it. Gosh, that is really, really unfortunate because the build quality is actually great. These feel very, very solid. But yeah, like I said, if you want this down here to be really, really tight, then you're going to have to pay for it somehow. So I guess the tolerance as far as how tight the little nods there, the nodules. Wow, this is really in there. Okay. Yeah, these little plastic nodules right here, they're just barely smaller than the little slots that they fit into there. Yeah, you have to, let me see, can I get this one to go back in here? Okay, there we go. I had to kind of give it a little push. But yeah, the tolerances are very, very tight there, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because once you get the card in there, you're probably going to leave it for a little while. This is not something that you put a card in there for a day and then you swap it out and then you change it over and over. No, once your card is in there, it's going to stay in there for a while. At least that's how I use my magnet holders. Because a lot of times people will actually use magnet holders like this as display pieces. They'll use it to display their cards. And so that's why the condition of these surfaces really bugged the heck out of me. Because if you're going to take this and display it, you want it to be nice and clear. You cannot have these little surface issues, and this is what's really killing this product. I will say this about it. The way it's manufactured is actually pretty good. The tolerances, like I said, on the hinge, the magnet, excellent. They're great. They're really, really good. That part of the product is really good. The major issue, as we've said here now a few times, you put the plastic on here and you just ruin the surface of these things. And this is straight from the seller or / manufacturer, I would imagine, because I imagine that they put these plastic sleeves on right after they manufacture these things. So these are coming out of the factory already getting ready to have this rubbed all over them, and then they get to the end consumer and they look like that. I can't recommend this product because if you order it and you get like what I got here, if you order like a 10-pack like this and all of them have surface issues, that it feels bad, man. Feels real bad. I can't recommend these. Again, mechanically speaking, they're very sound. They're excellent in that sense, which is why it's such a shame that the surfaces are just so just messed up. Real shame, really. Gesdavsa, Gesdavsa. I would say to whoever manufactured these, whoever the seller is, if you can get a hold of the manufacturer, tell them, hey, can you do a little bit better job with these? Because you manufactured a good product, but when you packaged it, you ruined it. I'll leave an affiliate link down there in the description for you if you decide you actually want to take a chance on this. Like I said, almost all of the ones that I got, I'll even open one more up here. Yeah, same thing. Almost all of them have some sort of surface issue. This one's not as bad. It's mostly here and here, a little bit right there. But they all have surface issues. So I guess if you can look past the blemishes that they come with, mechanically speaking, the product is sound. I'm going to have to say this is up to you, but I can't recommend this product simply because of the surface issues. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure you all like, subscribe, share the video, all of the good YouTuber stuff, and we will see you next time.